Welcome to the channel. My name is Itai Shahar. I'm a resident doctor in Germany. What I would like to talk to you about today is the question that I get a lot from colleagues abroad. Is it really worth it to become a doctor in Germany? Is everything you have to go through to get the license? Do you really want to go through that? Is it worth it? Let's go over that today. Well, the question of if it's worth it to become a doctor in Germany is a very individual question and answer that you yourself need to answer because everybody has his own priorities. Everybody knows what he's willing to go through. I came to Germany around 2015. I landed in Berlin, and of course, I had to learn German. So you have to reach B2, sometimes C1 level of German, which is not easy. Of course, you have to put some time and effort, and it took me around 6 months to reach that level. And I passed the exam, and after that, I had to do the so-called Fachsprachprüfung, which was new back then. And I prepared myself for it. I failed the first time in Munich. Was not a very easy experience for me because everything was new. I just failed it by a little bit, and the mistakes I made were mistakes that I could have prevented if I would have known the things that I knew afterwards beforehand. So I reapplied. There's a certain amount of time you need to wait between the Fachsprachprüfung exam. I reapplied, and I managed to pass the second time. Munich is very difficult to pass the exam in. That's another thing I didn't know, that you should choose a land that is known to be easier, and I did not know that. I didn't have anyone to ask. So I had to go through a lot, right? Different exams, a lot of time waiting, to wait until they accept my documents, and everything in Germany takes time. There are ways to make things quicker, if you know them, but you need to know them. And I did not know that back then. So the question of if it's worth it to become a doctor in Germany, I would say for me, it's a big yes. The answer is yes. And there are different reasons why I think it's worth it, and let's go over that. The first reason I think it's worth it to become a doctor in Germany is because you have one of the best medical systems in the world here. It's unbelievable, the systems they have here, and the machines, and the different equipment. It's really as high as you can get all over the world, and you really have a big financial backing in every hospital you work in, whether it's private or public. There's a lot of money going in, so you have access to some of the best medicine in the world, right? So I find that to be a huge plus. Another reason I think it's very much worth it to become a doctor in Germany is because you have a very secure job here in Germany. Now, I know being a doctor is a secure job all over the world usually, but in Germany it's even more, because it's crazy how many doctors they need here. I'm just reading through a statistic from 2014. There were 2,213 vacancies in 2014, and in 2018 that went up to 2,875. So it actually got worse, and it's getting worse, right? Because they need doctors. The population in Germany is getting older, and they don't have enough doctors, German doctors. Many German doctors are not even practicing medicine. They're going abroad, whatever, you just don't have enough doctors here. So they need foreign doctors, and they gladly accept foreign doctors, right? You have to go through the proper lanes to get approved, but once you get approved here, once you're a doctor in Germany, your path is secure. You're going to be desired all over the country, right? Regardless of your specializations, right? So It's a very, very secure job. Another reason I think it's a huge benefit to become a doctor in Germany is because the salaries here for starting doctors are good. I mean, there's no debating that. Of course, you can't compare it to the USA. The United States has one of the highest paid salaries for doctors. But I think that, when you look at the amount of time you work here, you work here really, everything's regulated. So you're not going to be working 20 hours a day. You do have night shifts. Yeah, night shifts are paid accordingly. So you get paid for anything you do extra. The starting salary as a first year resident would be around, let's say, 4,800, 5,000. Yeah, that could change by a little bit less, a little bit more. And that's without your night shifts and without extra time. Many hospitals pay you every second you stay extra, or you could get that as free time to go on vacation. So even as a first year doctor, you're earning much more than the average, right? And that's a huge benefit. Another reason I think it's really, really beneficial to become a doctor in Germany is because you have such a great work-life balance here. I mean, if you really want to enjoy life and not just work, Germany is the place to go because you have so much free time if you're smart. You can go to the park, you can go to the lake, you can go to the coffee house, you can go shopping, whatever you want to do. You have everything. I mean, there's everything here. Every city has it, even the smallest of cities. So, in that regard, you have a lot of free time, and usually you finish work at 4 or 5 or something like that, right? And once you're finished, you're finished, and you can do whatever you want after you're done with your work. And you have vacation days every year that are regulated and are obligatory. So vacation in Germany is something that's holy. I mean, nobody's going to take your vacation days. And once you have your vacation days approved by your employer, then it's almost impossible for your employee to cancel it. So that's a huge benefit. Work-life balance, you have a lot of free time. You can really enjoy your time here. Things are relatively cheap, going out is not that expensive. And as a doctor with your salary, you can, whether you're single, married, whatever, there's a lot to do and a lot of things to enjoy. Another reason I think it's really beneficial to become a doctor in Germany is because, and that is something we've already talked about in point 1, is that the medical system here is so well financed. And I'm going to take this in a different direction than the first point. It's not about you having a secure job, but about the fact that regardless of the specialization you're after, you're going to find a spot, right? It may be a bit more difficult if you're going for plastic surgery or ophthalmology or dermatology, right? So these are more competitive, but you'll still find a place if you look for it, right? And if we're talking about the specialties that are lacking doctors, even more like internal medicine or general surgery, you could find a spot in even the biggest of cities, in the most desired hospitals. So you're gonna find a spot, and that's important because you have countries where even if you're a registered doctor, you're certified, you have everything you need, it's difficult to find a location. And here, that's not the case. In Germany, if you're a doctor, you're going to find a job anywhere, regardless of your specialty. So, you're safe. So, to summarize everything, I think yes, it's very, very beneficial to become a doctor in Germany. You have a good salary, you have a lot of free time, do whatever you want in your free time. You're going to learn the best medicine you can. You're going to progress and become a Facharzt, a consultant, earn more, live in one of the most desired countries in the world. So the answer is yes. In my opinion, it's very, very worth it to become a doctor in Germany. Need help with becoming a doctor in Germany? Well, we're here for you. subscribe to the channel. We're uploading videos on a regular basis. Visit our website, www.doctoringermany.com, where we regularly upload blog posts, different content, interviews, right? And if you'd like to get a one-on-one consultation with me or one of our team, you can book one in our website, and we'll discuss your particular situation and what you need and what your best route is for you, right? Where you should register, what land in Germany is, what state is best for you. So we'll be glad to talk with you.